Good morning and welcome to the Chamber Business Report. I'm John Phillips, president of the Palm Coast Flagler Regional Chamber of Commerce. We are thrilled to have you with us here today for the Chamber Business Report. It's brought to you by Klein Construction, building the future of Flagler County for the past 30 years. By Smart Technologies, they make business simple. By Intracoastal Bank of Palm Coast, community banking the way it should be, member FDIC. And also by Katz & Green, Flagler County's personal injury attorneys since 1996. Our guest on today's Chamber Business Report is Evie Little. She is with Career Source, and more specifically, Career Source of Brevard, Flagler, and Volusia. Evie, welcome to the show. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me, John and Kelsey.
And Kelsey, our co-host, is with us.
Hi,
Kelsey,
good morning. Thanks for being here, Evie.
Thanks for having me.
So, Evie, let's talk a little bit about Career Source. A lot of folks have probably heard of Career Source, but they might not understand what Career Source does. So I'll give you the 30,000-foot view opportunity to tell us more about Career Source and the services that you all provide.
Sure. So at the highest level, our biggest goal and mission is to provide prosperity to our community. We do this through economic development, partnering with the Chamber, with economic development in our local areas. We do cover Brevard, Flagler, Volusia. That's our region here. And the main thing, as our vice president always says, is all roads lead to employment, right? The way to create prosperity is by helping and connecting job seekers with businesses that need to hire people that create careers. That's why we have the name Career Source. That's the purpose.
So ultimately, you're serving both job seekers, individuals who are looking for work or are looking to upscale their career, and also serving businesses who are looking to hire. It's a statewide organization, state funded,
yes.
And in this case, it's state funded, so it all comes out of Tallahassee, but it's regionally based. So again, Brevard, Flagler, and Volusia, you and your team serve the 3-county region here in, I guess, East Central Florida, we'll call it.
Well, at the highest level, we do have federal and state funding that comes up. It is governed by, it's overseen by the governor's office, and so each region gets a lump sum of money that our responsibility is to help with the economic development within the region. So yes, it's state and federal funds that come in. And the purpose of it is to create prosperity. The governor's mission is to reinvest those dollars into our community so that we help prosper.
And we have prospered very much so here in Florida, with a lot of folks moving here and a lot of jobs being created in the state of Florida. Let's talk about some of the services. First, we'll start with those folks who are job seekers.
Sure.
What are some of the things that Career Source can offer to someone who is, again, either looking for a new career, or maybe they've relocated to Florida and looking to get reemployed, or work their way up the corporate ladder to another skill level, to another job?
Sure. So we help in many ways. So we have the universal job seeker, anybody that's looking for work, which everyone that works is looking for work.
Yeah.
So we have the universal job seeker, right? Then we have special programs for people like veterans, maybe the youth that is just graduating from high school or college looking for work. We have people that have been in careers for many years and maybe have gotten laid off through no fault of their own and need to get jobs, so we help them too. We have 50-plus programs, so we have many different programs for people.
And a lot of those programs, again, you're in the 3-county area, Brevard, Flagler, and Volusia. Your office here is obviously in Flagler County, right on State Route 100, very close to the Flagler County Executive Airport. If you've not been to their office and you'd like to stop by, again, it is very close to the restaurant there at the landing strip, adjacent to the firehouse, if you've seen that. Right. But it's almost on airport property. In fact, yes. Your address is Airport Road.
Yes.
So you're right on the south side of State Route 100, just before you get to Bulldog Drive on the left, or Airport on the right there. So you can stop by and see the folks at Career Source, or your better bet is to go to the website, which is Career Source BFV, and again, that's for Brevard, Flagler, Volusia, careersourcebfv.com. And you can learn more information there. They have a full events calendar. And I want to talk about some of those events because you've got a couple coming up. You do events every Monday.
Yes.
And every Monday you do a resume writing workshop at 2 o'clock on Monday afternoons. And then the other workshop, the morning workshop, rotates through. So let's talk first about the resume writing and how what help could someone get if they wanted to come in and bring their resume and sit down with someone on your staff to get some pointers and tips and kind of clean up their resume?
Sure. Well, these days, I tell you, between AI and the way employers are seeking people, it's very difficult to get your resume in front of a recruiter, right? Mm-hmm. So our staff is equipped and educated on the current trends. Like, what are employers looking for? What are they going to look for? If you're applying for a specific job, they're going to help you with the buzzwords so that your resume can get in front of that recruiter and potentially set you up for an interview. So that's a good thing.
That is a really good thing. And that's something that's relatively new. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes you talk about if you're building a website for your company, you want to make sure that your company stands out under search engine optimization. And we also have to do that for ourselves, essentially, because like you said, many employers are now using AI to do the initial screening of candidates. And so if your resume gets dumped into the software package, if it doesn't have the right words, it won't get spit out. So that's relatively new. It's not the old-fashioned way of, let me look at your resume. Yeah. And someone in the HR staff is going to review every resume by hand. It's just not happening anymore.
Right. On that note, I just want to add a good story about us because you recently sent me a resume of someone that you met, mm-hmm. local person. She mentioned to me that she was looking for work. She has the experience. Excellent resume. She couldn't get in front of the folks. She sent me the resume. I sent it to my colleague who then sent it to the employer. And so that is also another thing that we bridge that gap of getting people in front of other people because we've already built those trusting relationships.
That's a really good point.
And making those connections. Yes. I think that's really important,
so
too.
important.
Yeah, you become an advocate, essentially, for somebody because you can reach out as a keyword that you used, a trusted source.
Yes.
If you reach out to employer XYZ and say, I have this resume, well, CareerSource has got a trusted reputation, and all of a sudden that person now might jump to the front of the pile where they're going to get the review that maybe they couldn't get before.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm really glad that worked out. And that person came to, I met her at, it wasn't even one of our events. It was the Professional Women of Flagler County event where I met her. Right. But I was really impressed by her. And I thought, wow. And she had relocated here with her husband and so just new to the area and just trying to meet people. Exactly. And she came to PWFC. And she met me, and then I handed her to you, and then you handed her to somebody else, and that's exactly
all the connections.
That's what we're trying to do. We're making the magic happen, hopefully.
I love it.
So if someone's interested in these events, do they have to sign up or register? Yes. Is there a fee, or are they all free events? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Great questions. Yes. So they are all free. So just so that everybody knows, all the services that we provide are free to everyone, and it's not. I don't like using the word free because then people get nervous. It actually all has been prepaid by your tax dollars, the business's tax dollars.
Which is amazing.
Funds our program. Yeah. So everything that we do for either job seekers or businesses has already been prepaid through tax dollars. So yes, to answer your question, there is no fee. And you can come into the Career Center. You can do things online. So whatever is the best thing for you, we can do.
Yeah, and again, that schedule is available on the website, careersourcebfv.com. You can just search under the Palm Coast events. There are also events on that website in Volusia and in Brevard.
Correct.
But and you're welcome to travel. You don't have to live in Volusia County to go to a Volusia County CareerSource event. Right. But the most convenient would be to go to the ones here in Flagler. Again, on every Monday at 2 p.m. is the resume writing workshop where you can partner up with one of the CareerSource folks. And then the alternating workshops that we haven't talked about yet, the one on Monday the 8th, that's coming up this coming Monday, is about using LinkedIn in your job search. The one on the following Monday, September 15th, is working from home and the pros and cons of being a remote worker. And then the third one is on September 22nd. Again, the third one I say just in September is about making a career change. So let's talk a little bit more about using LinkedIn. Again, we're talking about modern technology, AI, and now using LinkedIn in your job search. Some folks might not have done that.
Right.
And so some of the tips and techniques that your staff can help them with.
Oh, yeah. Personally, myself, when I started my career, I would say in recruiting, LinkedIn was a really good way to connect with people. And because of that, I've stayed connected with a lot of people that I met maybe 10, 15 years ago. So connecting on LinkedIn with the local people, connecting on LinkedIn with other people that may be out of the area could help you get in front of that recruiter. So our staff, again, has been trained on what to do with LinkedIn, because even your mission statement, the words that you say, will connect with the recruiter. And you can even send a message to connect.
And like you said earlier when we were talking about AI, word choice is so critical. And on LinkedIn, same thing. If you have your personal mission statement, your values, and some of your experiences, you want to put the right words on there that other recruiters are looking for, or the algorithm, which isn't a recruiter, it's a computer, is looking for as well in order to populate and get served jobs that might suit your skill set. So that's a great one there. And again, that's on Monday the 8th. Working from home on the 15th. Again, modern technology, right? Before COVID, there were people that worked from home prior to COVID, but boy, all of a sudden these remote workers have really grown and grown and grown. And it's very different. If you're used to going into the office and being in the workplace, working from home is a little bit different. So there are some tips and techniques that your staff can help people with.
Oh, for sure.
And that's on the 15th. That is at 9:30 in the morning. And then the final one is navigating career change. And ultimately, everything we're talking about through CareerSource is potentially a career change. It could be in the same company, but moving up the ladder, or it could be with a new company. And again, skills and tips and techniques and free or prepaid
Correct.
opportunities to grow. Let's transition now to talk about for businesses. If you're a business and you're looking for employees to help your business grow, how can CareerSource help businesses?
Okay, so we have a whole team of business liaisons. We have our supervisors, our vice presidents, all of us focused on connecting with the businesses. Because we have a whole pool of job seekers searching for work, we need to make that connection. I think that's really important, especially I have been assigned to Flagler County to create that community with all of us together. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity to, again, match the people you have relationships who are job seekers with folks who have jobs and getting the right people matched to the right employers who are looking for folks.
Yes. So let me tell you a couple of things that I'm really excited about as far as our business services resources that we have. So if you are looking to hire people, we can set up recruitments right here, which I feel sometimes will give you a lot more attention versus, as a recruiter, I remember, posting my jobs on different sites and not getting the people that I'm looking for. You can come into the center, we can set up a recruitment specifically for you for your jobs, and we can invite people in. We do have the grants available also where, if you are willing to train people, we would reimburse. If the person qualifies and the business qualifies, we have grant funding that will reimburse the employer up to 50% of that person's salary for up to 6 months. It has to make sense. It has to be suitability. So we look at different things, but that is a really good resource to have.
That is a wonderful resource. And again, it's very similar to what we were talking about with employees putting the right thing on their resume or on their LinkedIn so they get matched up properly. Employers need to do the same thing. If they're posting jobs on LinkedIn or various other sources, whether it's through Indeed, and there's dozens of other programs out there that you can use. Again, putting the right words in there so that the algorithms, the computers, will find the right people to match up with what you're looking for. And you guys help bridge that gap.
Yes.
So.
And I think just telling the story of what you guys have to offer is amazing. The grant programs that you just talked about as well. And I think we've benefited from that as well, taking advantage of that amazing program and just word of mouth, getting it out there as well.
And that's a great segue because I want to talk more about that,
Yes.
about the grant program and some of the opportunities that we have been firsthand beneficiaries of here at the Chamber of Commerce. But before that, we do need to take a break. You are listening to the Chamber Business Report brought to you by Klein Construction, Intracoastal Bank, Smart Technologies, and also by Katz & Green. We'll take a short time out and be right back with Evie Little from CareerSource.
Well, my wife and I were going to get a bag of dog food, and as I got to about the middle of the intersection, we got T-boned.
It hit us so hard.
The insurance company was pretty tough to deal with, and so we called Jeff.
I want to thank Jeff personally for how he handled my case.
Thank you. Personal approach, professional results. Katz & Green, offices Palm Coast. Results may vary.
So thank you, Katz & Green, and particularly Jeff.
Back in the old days, thieves would break into your business through a door or window. Today, hackers break into your business and home in ways you never thought of. Your printer, security cameras, scanners, thermostats, remote workers, and their devices. We're Smart Technologies. We know how to identify and secure your entire network, not just your computers. If you would like a free cybersecurity assessment, give us a call today.
Smart Technologies.
Call us 252-2292.
In a world where personal service and people who really care about you can be lost, we want you to know we are different. We love engaging with our clients. That's just how we've been since 2008. Your milestones in life and business are our milestones, and we are with you every step of the way. We can do everything that big banks do, but we add the community banking touch. If you're already one of our clients, thank you. And if not, we would love to be your locally owned community bank. I'm Laura Gilveri. Welcome to Intracoastal Bank, member FDIC.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Chamber Business Report. I'm John Phillips, president of the Palm Coast Flagler Regional Chamber of Commerce. We're visiting with Evie Little. She is with Career Source of Brevard, Flagler, and Volusia, and Career Source offices located right on State Route 100, adjacent to the Flagler County Airport. And you can learn more about Career Source on their website, Career Source BFV, Brevard, Flagler, Volusia, CareerSourceBFV.com. Before we went to break, we were talking about the opportunities for companies to get employees to add to their workforce through Career Source. And we have been a beneficiary at the Chamber, and we are thrilled to have a new employee on our team through the partnership that we've created. And it's not just restricted to the Chamber. There's numerous other businesses that have applied. We're just fortunate we're one of the first ones that got ours through the processing. But there are others out there. So let's talk about that program a little bit, Evie, about how employers can get matched up with employees to grow their business through funding and assistance from Career Source.
Sure. So thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to giving our intern the opportunity to start a career with you. So that's very exciting. So we have a couple of different grant programs. The first one is called On-the-Job Training, which I mentioned earlier. Mm-hmm. If a business is willing to train their folks, there is a grant available where they would get 50% reimbursement for up to 6 months as long as the training is there. And so the second one is called Encumbered Worker Training. Now, this is for your current employees. So if you need them to get certified, if you need them to get trained to avoid any type of layoffs, or if they're going to get a pay increase if they get this training, then that grant is available, which is amazing too. Yeah. And then the third one that we can talk about is the Next Gen Internship Program, right? And so that's the one that you took an opportunity on a person to have. And so the way that works is we have a Next Gen program where we have a pool of young adults, 16 to 24, looking for work, and we need places to place them for job opportunities. So these folks may not necessarily have experience, but they have the willingness to learn. And the opportunity comes when a business is willing to train them, to give them skills so that in the next opportunity that they can have that on their resume. Or in addition to that, let's just act as if you are really excited about bringing her on permanently. Then that on-the-job training can kick in. And so we can reimburse 50% of their salary for up to 6 months. That's a huge savings for a business.
It absolutely is. And it's a wonderful opportunity for young people. Like you say, with the Next Gen program, it's a 16 to 24-year-old folks who may not have the skill set that you're looking for. In our case, we were looking for somebody to handle some of our social media for the Chamber. And a lot of young people are familiar with social media because they've grown up in the Instagram revolution, but they've never used it in business. Right. And so for us, it was a natural fit to get someone who had not worked in a traditional business environment, had not worked in social media, but was very comfortable online because of her age, quite honestly. Yes. And so it was a perfect match for us and for her as well. It's been a really good opportunity. She has increased her skill set dramatically in the she's been with us about a month or so.
Yeah, I want to say
in that ballpark.
And
so it's
just seeing her grow into herself and letting her personality shine through what she's doing and taking over social media. She's teaching me some things that I didn't know about social media too. So I think that's always good.
I think it's that classic example that we talk about in the workplace of no experience, no job, no experience. So you can never get your foot in the door unless someone's willing to take a chance on you. And in our case, we were able to take a chance on her through the support of Career Source because we didn't know her.
Right.
She went through your office. You paired us up with her and found someone who was looking for a job in the area that we had a need for. So ultimately, it's about building that connection. And I think that's one of the critical things, especially in this case for the younger folks who you just never get a chance to start your career because you haven't got the skill set necessarily. And so I
now
appreciate
what an
you
opportunity
doing
for her
Yeah.
to add to her resume or her job seeking.
And now when time comes for her to seek full-time employment, she'll have experience from the chamber. She'll have trust and recognition from both Kelsey and I, where we could advocate on her behalf to someone in this community who might be looking to hire someone in that area. And we can help her get her career started. And then I also want to give a chance to talk about, because you do have a success story here in the local industry. It's in the marine construction with the on-the-job training program. And again, if you're in the construction area, obviously there are some skills that you do have to learn. You can't just figure it out on your own. So that's a wonderful opportunity as well. And again, that's going to benefit both the employer and the employee, which ultimately is what you're all trying. Can we talk about the OJT program just a little bit?
Sure. And I just want to touch a little bit on the job seeker side, because just for awareness, right? The people in the Next Gen program do have to come in. They have to qualify. It's very specific guidelines that we follow. So that I do want to say that. And same thing for on-the-job training. So all of the grants, the job seekers do have to qualify for the programs. So it's very specific to what needs to happen. They have to have qualify and be suitable for the job.
Yeah,
right?
and rightfully so. Yeah. I mean, your budget comes from tax dollars that are governed and controlled and regulated, and you need to make sure they are spent properly with all the restrictions and things that need to go with it. So that governance is good.
Yes,
it's a good thing to make sure people are matched up properly and people are the right people in the right place at the right time.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you a little bit about the on-the-job training, which is very exciting. Our fiscal year starts July 1, and we're just at September, so we're already rocking and rolling, which is very exciting. But on the on-the-job training, the individual was hired on as a laborer position. But in this particular company, which is local to our county, there is room for growth and eventually have a career and be able to sustain themselves and their family, which is wonderful. But in that particular program, what happens is the business gives me a list of what they're planning on training them on, and then we calculate, the total number of hours, how much time it's going to take. Then we calculate the hourly rate, and then we figure out what the reimbursement is. And the reimbursement comes month to month. They just have to submit their invoices, and at the end, they don't have to pay anything back. That's one of the questions a lot of businesses will ask. How much is this going to cost me? It doesn't cost anything because it's been paid through your tax dollars.
Right.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's economic development because you provide their tax dollars do fund this on the up front. But when this person becomes a wage earner, well, now they're paying taxes. Right. When they become a home owner, now they've got ad valorem taxes. They've got sales taxes. They've increased their income, which usually increases your spending, and therefore it all comes back full circle. That's really what economic development is all about, exactly. Is spending a little bit up front to attract more people. Sometimes you spend money to attract a business. In this case, spend money or use prepaid tax dollars to attract an employee, which ultimately will benefit the company, which benefits the community, which benefits everyone. And that's where it all comes full circle.
Exactly.
Let me talk about a couple of events here that you've got coming up. Again, in the manufacturing space, which we have a lot of jobs in manufacturing, on October the 8th at Daytona State. And this is down at the main campus in Daytona Beach. Correct. There's a manufacturing, I'll call it a job fair. Is that the right term for it? Okay. Mm-hmm. It's on October the 8th, again, at Daytona State College in the manufacturing industry. So if you work in the manufacturing industry and would like to look for employees, you can attend. And if you're an employee looking to work in that industry, you can also attend. Another one coming up, this one's a little bit closer up. It's coming up next week. It's on September the 10th. It is in New Smyrna Beach, so a little bit of a drive from here in Flagler County, about 40 minutes, maybe 45. It's a job fair focused on 50 and up employees. And that's from 10 to 1 at the Brandon Center in New Smyrna Beach, which is a beautiful facility down there in New Smyrna Beach. Again, Brandon Center, New Smyrna, September 10th from 10 to 1. And all the information about both of these things is available on the CareerSource website. Again, careersourcebfv.com. And then I think we've talked about everything other than your boss, Marcy Murphy. We didn't get a chance to say shout out to Marcy and thank her for all her support and all the big picture things that you guys do.
Yes. So I personally had time to have a conversation with Marcy when I first got interviewed, and she's an incredible human being. What a great leader. She really, truly cares about her people and prosperity, not only for us, but for the community. And I love how passionate she is. She's been in the industry for a very, very long time, over 20 years. She wants to make a difference in our communities, and I love that because that's my personal statement, too.
Yeah, one final question how many folks approximately do you have in this region, in the BFV, in Brevard, Flagler, and Volusia? How many folks are with CareerSource approximately?
As far as employees,
yeah.
It's
a pretty good sized group, I think. I wasn't sure if it was just a couple of employees or it was 10, 12.
I don't know.
Yeah. How many are here locally in your office?
Locally in my office?
In Flagler.
5 people.
5 people. Okay.
Including myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Again, they're located right on, almost on airport property, right off on the south side of State Route 100, right near the airport, near the fire station there on the right-hand side, the south side of the road. So,
well, thank you so much, Evie, for being with us. I really appreciate you coming down, and I'm so excited for the work that we're going to do together and what we've done together and the connections we make.
Me too. Same here.
Yeah, we are doing some great work in economic development and workforce development. That's a critical word. Remember that one, folks. Workforce development is going to be the key to our success here in Flagler County. So thanks to CareerSource for being with us today, to Evie, and also to our sponsors that help make our broadcast possible, folks like Intracoastal Bank, Klein Construction, Smart Technologies, and finally, Cats and Green. So I'm John Phillips. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Thanks for being with us here on the Chamber Business Report.